Hello everyone, I'm Colt. I'm building my PC. I figured I'd show you what I'm doing, show you a little bit about the parts, how they work. I figured it would be a little bit easier for you to, understand the parts when you can actually see them yourself. Um, so one of the most important parts of the computer is the motherboard. The motherboard, it houses everything. Everything is attached to the motherboard or it's wired to the motherboard. Um, it's responsible for distributing electricity from the power supply unit. It goes through the motherboard and to the individual parts. So the motherboard, I like to think of it as like the spine of the computer, if that makes sense. It's like it holds everything, and that's what it does. One of the most important things that the motherboard holds is the CPU. It's right here, that little silver thing. You can't see it well because I attached the CPU cooler. But here's what it's from. It's about that big. It's actually pretty small. Yeah, but one of the most expensive parts, probably second most expensive. But it's second most expensive for a reason. Basically what it does, it relays information to the rest of the computer. It's some complicated stuff. But it tells the parts what to do. It's kind of like the brain of the computer, if that makes sense. Then sometimes the brain, it gets a little hot, the CPU. So this is the CPU cooler. It cools down the CPU. It's nested on top of some like thermal paste. You can't see it, but it's on top of the CPU. It cools it down with the little fan, and it's got these cool colors, but that's about it. That's all it does. Then there's the RAM. The RAM is like the short-term memory of the computer. Kind of like the prefrontal cortex. But I like to think of it as like a note card. Basically, it's just like, it's like a short way of like processing information. You put it down on the RAM. You don't do it, obviously. The computer does it. But yeah, it holds it temporarily, and then it relays it back to the CPU. Right here is the SSD, solid state drive. The SSD is like the long-term storage of the computer. Basically what it does is it holds information for long periods of time. This is like, if this is the note card, this is the notebook. It holds more information for longer amounts of time. You throw a note card out, you keep the notebook. Right here, this is the graphics card. It's the most important part of probably any PC. This was like the most expensive. It was like $450. It's super tall. I don't know how I'm gonna fit it in here, but I'll try. Now this is the power supply unit. The power supply unit, it takes the electricity and it sends it to the motherboard, and it's responsible for not like, just like killing your computer. If you were to just plug your, motherboard into the wall, you might just like shock it and completely kill it. Yeah, this is my understanding about all the parts, how it works. I hope I broke it down a little for you. And if you have any questions, just let me know.